I recently got a Model 3 and I'm impressed by its minimalist interior design. There's barely any buttons in the cabin and all the great features and functions are integrated into the 15-inch iPad-like center console. The infotainment system is really more UI and being really responsive. In my opinion, it's the best infotainment system on the market right now. I'm a great fan of Tesla's infotainment system, and as a software engineer, I decided to give it a try to build a usable infotainment system just like Tesla's, and here it is. Let's talk about some technical details. The front end of this project is built with Electron and React. Electron is a browser container for running a React application, but more importantly gives us the ability to interact with other processes and file system. Because in a car, the infotainment system needs to communicate with other sensors and components via various protocols like CAN, FlexRay, Ethernet, etc. And for the UI part, it's basically React, HTML, and CSS. I did it by creating a lib for the UI components that are commonly used in the app, like the slider, the picker, and different kinds of buttons. Then it's all about assembling them together according to the design. The layout can be done easily with flexboxes, and the smooth animation can be achieved by multi-step animations with transitions using pure CSS. And for this dragging experience, we just need to add event handlers like onTouchMove to change the component style based on the touch position. The music controller can be implemented using the browser's Web Audio API, which is a very powerful and versatile API for controlling audio on the web. On contrast, the Spotify API that I used to try to mimic the playback experience on Tesla was not that useful. You can't even get a user's recent playlist, and currently there's no way to play the full song using Spotify's Web API. There's only 30 seconds preview on the song, but I guess they will have full support if you are an enterprise customer. For the map, I use this lib called Google Map React to render the navigation map. I just need to create a Google account and acquire the Google Maps API key in the console. Google's Map API is also providing search or routing features, so I probably use them to implement the navigation experience. For rendering a 3D model, I use a library called ReactJS. You can set up the scene, the camera, the lighting as you desire, and you can add or remove objects from the scene in real time. So I think this could be a viable solution for creating something similar to driving visualization on Tesla. Finally, for a voice command feature, I used the open source speech-to-voice library called DeepSpeech to convert voice to text. DeepSpeech is using a model trained by machine learning techniques based on Baidu's DeepSpeech research paper. There's pre-trained models on their GitHub page to grab, so I don't need to spend time to train my own model. And especially I don't have enough compute power or dataset to train my model. In theory, I need another AI model to extract the intent of the text, but here for simplicity, I just did a keyword match. And we have a very rudimentary voice command feature. On the backend side, so far I created an API to get the Spotify token given the username and password, and another WebSocket API to stream the voice but for speech to text recognition. Finally, I want to prove that my app is not just a web project with fancy UI, but can actually communicate with another device via CAN protocols. So I created a virtual CAN device on my system and make it broadcast a CAN signal that's logged from a real Tesla Model 3. And on our app, we use a socket CAN library to tap those CAN signals and parse them with a KCD file specific to the Model 3. And eventually send the parse data to the React application through the IPC to make the UI change. And the speedometer seems to work just fine. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment.